Welcome back to Behind the Build podcast. And today I have architect, VM specialist, branding specialist, and personal friend.
Don't think you can. I don't see you can say I'm an architect here because I don't own a part 3. I'm an architecture designer. Also, VM also a interior designer.
Okay, I'll give you the
Yeah.
part 3.
So
Part 3, I give you.
so just to say that, I mean, I wouldn't say myself as an ID. I would say in a package, I'm a creative designer. I do creative stuff. Anything very creative and very fun, and I will be involving it. Yeah.
Okay. So Janeie, can you remember how we first met?
I think the first time we met was at the Indonesia trip. You were very moody, and I was like, "Hey, can you help me to take photo?"
Oh, is it that the first time?
Yeah. I think that was the first time. No, before you help me to, after you help me take the photo, and then you treat me water.
You water. I thought I gave you the stomach pain medicine.
You gave me a stomach pain medicine. I think everyone gave me the stomach.
Mine is the best, right?
I think everyone are the best lah. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, got so many. Yeah.
You can share with us how you get started in this industry as well.
You mean interior design? So basically, I wouldn't say I'm still an architecture designer. I graduated as, with architecture, Master of Architecture degree. So during my uni time, I already involved in some of the architecture and interior projects. I remember the first project I was involved, it was the wood kind of like oriental wood preservation of the wood interior. It was located in a glam library. So I did a series of the law firm, and it was like taken out the Victoria tree to convert it into a different architecture and interior language into the office, law office. You mean the law firm, solicitor firm. The idea is just to, like normally you go to solicitor firm, right? They are very, boring type of. Oh, sorry, it's not boring. Oh my god, they are very serious type of.
Some people can be.
I mean, lawyer, they tend to be very tense and serious. So the idea is to use.
Some people can be.
I mean, lawyer, they tend to be very tense and serious. So the idea is to use the natural element to bring the natural element into the interior, so they can enjoy more about the sustainable and natural elements like the wood within their interior space. That's how I started for my first project. At the end, like slowly, and then I involved some of the the product design projects in uni as well. Joined for the competition, and actually we won, and also joined for the LLC. So all of these small pieces by pieces that collected throughout my architecture degree, it just like makes me that more interested into the interior sort of stuff and the smaller elements. Yeah. Then after I got into industry, I actually work. I work into an actual architecture industry, such as the master plannings in Saint Lucia, and also the factories in local authorities in Malaysia, and come to Singapore. We work on the various projects like the residential and the commercials. All of these is actually, very architecture wise, but they also have some sort of alterations. One of my favorite project was the back in Malaysia time. It's a series. They are called. I don't know if you heard about or not. When you heard about it?
No, I have not. What do they? They have a certain color uniform, the blue and white.
Yeah. Is actually a Christian group. So This school, they are they are the school controlled by the Christian group. So I actually involved in doing their branding, started from helping them to rebrand the color, the spec sheets, and they use the branding specs to alter the entire school series lah. So you will see them doing it. I think the one already finished is in the Ipoh one, and then come along with the Kuala Lumpur, Penang one, and different area lah. And come along during the projects, I also involved in certain commercial projects like the Subkey doing the plannings of the mixed use of the commercial lots and also the malls and also the residential blocks. And move forward, tailors the kind of like, playing with the conceptual idea for the A and A units. And also, one of the most interesting one was the flagship store in Kuala Lumpur, Mid Valley.
Yeah, you told me about that one.
Yeah, that one is very, very fun because you think what do you think about Miss?
I think there was a period of time where I couldn't find my tools, so I just stop by, pick it up. It's a bit more like a convenience store, department store. Just go and pick up what you need, quickly go. Quality of the tools wise, big range. Yeah, but they usually break after a while. So my idea is like it's just a supermarket for like tools.
So have you ever think of like, so it's a supermarket for you and they give you the kind of like vibe is very cheap, right? The very cheap and and also like convenient and cheap, but they are not premium. So that time, back in during a COVID time, so I mean like my previous company, so I work with NWK Architects. The time we were working, we won the project, so we work on that carefully to convey the more premium, upgrade the version, into a different they want to convert into a very different sort of typology but maintain their originality. That's what we started to play out with the Mr. DIY language. That's why I don't know whether you've been to the KL one.
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
Because go there buy tools. I wouldn't go KF to buy tools.
So KL it creates more experiential they create more experiential visit lah, what I can say. But you mean the space is very spacious, you mean the lighting also very soothing. It's not like go in like the normal Mr. DIY store, very bright, just like go in all the equipments there. Yeah.
So in your time as a architecture firm and ID firm, which you prefer?
I think architecture and interior design both they have different sort of fun. But right now I like prefer what I'm doing now. It's a mixture between creative designer and also interior design. So it's involving the visual merchandising, so and also the interior design. What do we mean the visual merchandising? I mean, what do you think about visual merchandising?
Okay, my
and
idea
interior
about
design.
my idea about VM is about products. That's what I know about VM. So it's like product showcase, making a small product look good. I don't know, with nice setting out of FFE and whatnot. Is it something like that?
It's something like that when it comes to a commercial part, but every single items they play a very important role. When you goes to a branding, let's say my company, we did the branding, like your company also did the branding and the commercial design. So it comes to a branding part, you just want to, it's not about creating it's not about just creating a logo, but doing a branding for a whole new company is to communicate with client what are their costs, what are their future plans, how many they want to plan for their units, this kind of like things, and then what before we comes into interior design and also comes to the visual marketing. All of this, that's how my company that we focus on that approach. You would say that is a is like step entire package, but every company they have a different approach towards branding. But my company, they are more focused on the visual. Visual means like we create AI videos, we create a soft marketing instead like telling you, oh, this is our product, this is our product. We don't want that. We want to create the value that clients wants it, and also the um our clients wants it also for their clients wants it. So people don't feel uncomfortable, but they enjoy the entire experiential program that we created for them. Yeah.
Okay, good. Next thing I want to know from you.
Yeah.
What is your worst client? Tell me about the experience and then how you managed to settle things.
I think my worst client that I faced during my I would say that it was like the time when I back in Malaysia. So I don't want to mention the name, but I think she was the worst client that wouldn't want to pay for any single money. That time I was a role as a project manager. I was handling the the factory side. So during as a PM, you understand you need to PM represent client. You need to hold the entire consortium group. So you ask for architect, you ask for engineers, M&E, civil, and the rest, town planners, all these in a group. So I call them for the the design proposal and the proposal pricing. After that, they started the design. They agreed to do that. So we started design, helping them like clear stage by stage. But after that, a lot of interruption. They don't want to move. I don't know. Maybe it's the management problem. Maybe it was the government problem. I don't want to know about the further details about that. But I know what is happening inside. Uh, a lot of hanky panky stuff. And she was really giving me a lot of troubles, like, emotional problems, troubles, all these. And then uh, at the end, just like, like when I finished out the project went actually very smooth, preparation towards like clear the tender stage. And at the end, they just call off the project. And after that, they call off. I left the project. All the consultants asked me, um, whether can get the money from them. I said, I already leave the job. You should contact this person. So they actually owe them money.
So you're saying because of some reason they actually made the project very difficult to follow through.
Yeah, this is not the first project they make it unable to follow through. The other project, also very small project, also a sort of like, the platform, the franchising models. The first store they created, they started to, they have the store, but it was like the time for you need to do the submission when you hack off something.
Yeah, that's right.
So what you do is like you give a time frame as a contractor and also designer, you give them a short lot. Hacking and also submission roughly about 4 months. 4 months to 6 months can finish. The longest is 6 months. But what they said that 3 months finish without submission. So making they kick off the architect. And then a lot of hanky panky stuff happening. They find outside architect which selected by the they find outside the contractor which to work with the architect. It was okay. But at the end they kick out the architect. And then I was like looking at them like, how could you kick off the the SO, the person in charge for you this project, and then you ask someone who don't know about the construction to come in and join in the project and ruin the entire project. So at the end, the project dragged until like 1 year plus, 1.5 years to finish. And it actually happens, the VO, variation orders, VO, and a lot of problems. It was controlled by another PM. The water, I mean, it was a humid environment lah. So I wouldn't say that water need to discharge within the room. But the problem made by the contractor is they make the socket on the floor. Do you think this is a critical problem?
That's not a floor box, it's just flat on the floor.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was they need to discharge the grey water. How would you discharge a grey water if this kind of socket is on the floor? And the architect already got kicked off. At the end, they blamed the architect.
Oh my. So why do you think that they decided to carry it out this way?
Because they never ever, they want it to be quick. They want it to be decided, but they are the one, they want everything clear. Once everything clear, they just having another thoughts, second thoughts
So
again.
they found another top of PM to follow through.
They have their own PM to follow through. It was true, but everything in Singapore, you don't have this kind of hanky-panky stuff. But in Malaysia, a lot of things like this happen when the owners are the employers are involved directly into the project. It will become like this. According to law, we say that according to the contract, employers cannot better to just engage with the architect. Architect give instruction to the architect, so architect can give instruction to the contractor to handle the jobs. If you employer directly to go to the contractor, isn't means that you already make your own risk.
So unless the client is capable and has experience, then of course that would be a liable way to do things. But if they are not very experienced and they do it in this way, you jump the SO who can get everything done technically right and on time, then these are things that bound to happen. But I can safely say they probably will not make the same mistake twice the next time.
At the end, I would say the model right now, it's still, I mean, they changed the name already. I think they sell off the thing to someone else or collab the project because the money for them to do this project is actually, after the VO is cannot be covered I would say. Yeah.
So some people lost a lot of money in that project.
It's not that a lot, but VO is I think the additional VO is roughly about 180,000 plus.
Okay.
For that project for VO only. VO is called variation order means what you can explain what's variation order. Maybe people
variation order
I mean
works that are outside of the original scope that was planned.
Yeah.
Either through someone's mistake, mismanagement of planning, or based on site condition where we open things up and we find that we require this step before we can carry this out. So basically that's what VOs are. It can also be omission of things, right? Like, we realize we don't need this extra lighting that pump. This entire area, we cut it out.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so let's flip the energy now. Who's your best client?
Who is my best client also? I would say my best client, my best client from so far.
Hey, you have a few in your head?
Need to mention their name.
Don't have to. Okay, like how nice were they? Why do you feel they're the best? Did you do something for them and they appreciated you a lot? And they're friends now? Something like that.
There are a few they're including the visual part one, visual merchandising, the visual marketing, the contents. Also, construction wise, we was my best client when I'm working with someone. I think the developer was the best client I ever had. He is very patient. He is a very patient and a very smart developer PMs that I ever met. Because every time when chairing the meeting, normally you go to a Malaysian developer. Majority of them, not saying majority, some of them they might not know what is going on in the construction field.
Right.
They just think about money, how you earn money, exactly a businessman.
Right.
But when I come to Singapore, wow, the PM, the project manager, really smart. Really, really smart. You cannot cheat anything about the contract. They will say that everything by law. So I actually learned a lot from the developer side. Yeah.
Do you feel it's more stressful for work here?
I think working here is different sort of stress. The stress is in order. In Malaysia, the stress is like somehow not stress, but suddenly it just spill out like this.
Oh no.
But here is okay. It's step by step stress. Yeah. You won't go too wrong lah. Isn't it like this?
Okay, so on my end we do design and build. So
Yeah.
everything from design stage to building, we are more or less in control of everything. So everything that happens that goes wrong is our fault. So we know exactly where to pick up the slack from. So in a way, we can kind of predict where things are going to go wrong or may not be so smooth, and then we just carry out corrective action early lah, and we prevent things like that. So in your new VM, what is distinctively your style? Because I know you're known online as the Koala Group, right?
Oh my god. Now has I mean like it is there's an improvement version.
Oh,
I
koala on
haven't shown to the
steroids.
public yet.
Koala with something or a different animal.
It's called koala corn.
Koala corn. Okay, tell us, walk us through what's a koala corn.
Oh my god, this one is like in a secret. Yeah, it's just a koala corn because Lady Janeie has a very, unique mascot. Lady Janeie, the mascot, is actually a unicorn. Then my company, September Atelier, is a koala. Why is it a koala? Because I'm actually graduated from Australia. I love nature.
Eucalyptus leaves also?
I love eucalyptus. Why you don't put any eucalyptus oil here?
I'm bad with plants.
So I prefer those kind of like I really like those kind of the spice senses like eucalyptus oil, the natural, the lemongrass. All this you can find it in Australia. They use it a lot. And koala, why? It's just animals, national animals from Australia. It is my memories when I was doing my degrees with all my favorite peers.
Melbourne, right?
RMIT, Royal Melbourne, Royal University.
Melbourne. Okay, so how long were you there for? Back in Melbourne?
I think roughly about 8 years plus. Yeah.
I really enjoyed it there.
I really enjoy it. I mean, once I graduated, I also stayed there for 1 year plus for the research, doing for my doing as a research as an assistant tutor lah for my Professor Tom Calbeck. We were doing those kind of CNC, 3D printing, the kind of robotic hand, how we drill out the very large project from the online, from a 3D to actual products. So also we explore how we do the kind of small products. So why right now I really like products is because my tutor belongs to him. Thanks to him, he teach me how to do brandings. We did that time. He tell me how you advertise yourself in a more meaningful way. Is actually everything is because of him. Yeah.
You look like a very detailed person, and I know you're very well studied in materials trends. So can you tell everyone here how was your experience in Milan Design Week?
Milan Design Week.
Yes. Because I've never been, and I'm sure a lot of people want to go as well. So maybe you can get people to sign up for next year's one.
Next year's one. Actually, we have a designer group. Do you want to join?
Okay, probably.
Probably, yeah. Okay.
Probably.
Later I drag you into the group lah. It's just a. I mean, right now, recently, we just like joining in within a team. We say that next year we aim for projects and we get the quota, then we go.
Okay, that sounds cool.
So you got the rebate program lah.
Tell us about Milan Design Week.
Okay,
there were sculptures, right? I believe kinetic sculptures. There are exhibition on fashion, if I'm not wrong. Right, materials wise.
I think one of my favorite was if you want to talk about kitchen, Boffy. A lot of people. I was like queuing for the Boffy one. Boffy, it was so amazing. Not everyone I mean, normally, like in Asia country, we look at the kitchen, it's just like, ask the contractor to do a very simple kitchen for us lah. And then you look at their kitchen, it's just so simple. But Boffy one, it was so different. It can cost up to 70,000 pounds for it's not pounds. It can cost up
Euros,
to
right?
70,000 euros for one kitchen. And that time I didn't know why it was so expensive until I explored the entire rooms. First, I just touched the material. It was like, I think they use marble stone, is it? I don't know.
Yeah, I think their native material should be marble. Marble.
Marbles, a lot of different stones. Also, they have like, is it stainless steel? I don't know. It's very matte sort of like material. And then also the plannings of the kitchen, the function you open out inside also got it's not only marble, they have a wood finishes, they have a leather in within the the what is it? Within the drawer.
Hey, Janeie, sorry we had to cut there. Now we are back on. We're back on again. We are back on again. Zailu, sorry, could you please continue your story about the Milan?
So what part you want to know about Milan? You can pick one.
Okay. You were talking about the kitchens, the Bofi, the 70 grand kitchens.
I feel
You felt like you saw the leather inside the cabinetry itself.
inside the cabinetry, for the kitchen, they are very detailed. Also, they have few layering. It's not only like cabinetry, they have ladders, they have different layers of wood, and the hinges, they are also a lot of segments of it. So it's just like for me, it's another architecture products.
I have studied these products, and I did think if we were to build them in-house here in Singapore, it'd be quite pricey.
It
It's
is.
even more pricier than what we're going to buy overseas.
It is. In
Isn't it?
China, it costs roughly about 200. I think it's like
Renminbi.
2 million.
2 million.
2 million Chinese yen, is it? Yeah.
Yen.
Yeah, Chinese yen. Yuan, Chinese yuan. So this project is actually very luxury. So, I mean, for me, I never thought I will have this kind of kitchen, but if I have the money, I will build one.
I'm more into the smart kitchens where you have probably machines that help you food processing, then maybe condiment mixing, things like that. Have you seen smart kitchens like that?
In Milan, it's not about more.
Mainly in Chinese.
Chinese one, they have it. I think majority for Milan trip, I don't see that much of the smart kitchen. There are many smart kitchen. But for Bovi products, what I seen is more about their workmanship and the hinges and the design, the slim fit and also minimal design, how they hide the unbeautiful, not beautiful part to make it look like a doors or a very slim, a very clean sort of like industrial sort of feelings. That's what I like about Boffy. And also that day I also visited another one. I forgot the name already, but the place is like showcasing a lot of bathroom with marbles products. And I like how they do their marbles. Especially they carve the, wash basin into a very soft, very like puffy
shape.
Yeah, in a very puffy spear shape. Also, one of the thing is like they have a very new techniques of doing the marbles. Normally, you seen it. Have you seen any marbles precision cutting in Singapore? How much they did? Like, is it very precise, like very slim in a very spaghetti like?
I think we are very limited. I think not just based on technology, number one. Obviously, we don't have the equipment to mass produce these things. And therefore, we don't get demand, unfortunately. Unlike the last time around we went to Indonesia, remember we went to the marble showroom, we saw the big ribbon that they cut.
Yeah, the one.
That was beautiful.
I think that one is like how we met. Okay. They actually say that they cut it into very small pieces and then they bend it. Is it? They use steam to bend it. Yeah.
Even cracked. So they mentioned maybe the crack lines are part of the design, or
Mm.
maybe the very unfortunate consequence of bending.
But it's okay for this Milan trip. I think the precision is how they use a machine to cut until like a spaghetti line. That's why the product is actually called spaghetti. And all the walls is like a spaghetti carving marbles, and wall goes towards the bathroom. They have the olive green sort of like Italian grey marbles. The what's that called already?
Okay.
Ah.
Okay. So in terms of design trend, what do you think? Smart kitchen or premium kitchen?
For me, I prefer a smart kitchen.
Yes, me too. I think it's an Asian thing, right?
Eh,
Efficiency. We want everything done quickly, done fast, and looks beautiful as well.
Smart kitchen also looks beautiful. Also, it can be natural look as well. One of my favorite project back in Melbourne, it was a house in a glam livery. We did in a pure wood. Interior is like, goes in very zen sort of Chinese sort of feelings. So you look at the smart kitchen, the entire table roughly about 3 meters long.
Yeah.
So the smart kitchen, what we do is like we built in the cook stove. It's not a stove, like we built in the induction cooker on the
Over the
table.
stone. Ah,
Yeah, over the
that's nice.
over the wood.
Oh,
Yeah.
they have that now?
Yeah, I have it. I have the video somewhere.
Oh my god, you
You
gotta
can
share
go
with
back
me.
to my video. Yeah, you can have a look on that. Yeah, it was my brand created with another guy, my sifu lah. He is called so this brand is everything focused on wood.
What are the 3 things that you must have in your smart kitchen?
I think in my smart kitchen, I must have is a rice cooker. Second thing, induction cooker. And then third thing is first thing, I think, yeah, induction cooker and yeah.
Why is the induction so important?
Induction cooker, you can actually cook a lot of stuff. And a steamer. No, air fryer.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Yeah, for me, I need a wine dispenser. So you got red and white wines, and then whatever you press, you just like dispense half a glass. That one is required. Number 2, I need a coffee machine. I do not know how to grind coffee and pack it myself, but I think eventually it's good to learn.
But that one belongs to the soft part of the the equipment part. So when you comes to the built-in part, let's say what do you really want it in your kitchen?
I do not really want to bend down. So maybe I can press a button and then the shelves will change. That would be ideal for me.
That one is really smart and very expensive, I would say. But I would suggest that instead of doing it as a smart way, but every kitchen we do is we cater for the people, for the group of people using the kitchen. Let's say you are a guy, you also enter the kitchen. Normal kitchen height you build roughly about 850, right? But I would suggest like if you are a guy, I will build until 900 for you. You need the extra because like last time people always said woman goes into kitchens. Nowadays guys also like to join the woman to goes into a kitchen and like enjoy to cook all the stuff. This is one of part lor for the bending issues. And second part also very important, the safety issue. How you prevent the child to comes into a kitchen and they touch a hot water dispenser they got. Yeah. No, that one I wouldn't say. Oh, this one very scary, man. You watch too much Annabelle, is it?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Okay. So how would you define your design style as a designer?
I would say simple, elegance, and timeless. And also practical. I wouldn't go for something too crazy. Maybe last time I graduated from a very unique and creative schools. We all trained to be more creative and also more crazy about our style. I was a very crazy one. I did a durian for my buildings, really
Wow.
durian sections. And all the classmates was like, what really? They got shocked lah. But my lecturer was actually like it. So all the while I was being crazy in my back to my earlier time. But right now I'm more like after being in the industry for more than 10 years, I slowly do realize that practicalities is more important than aesthetic. So maybe 60% of the practicality, 40% of the aesthetic.
Yeah, especially in the commercial space, we always design things for the profitability of our clients.
Yeah.
So it has to be effective design, it has to be smart design, it has to be efficient, like how we make a space marketing on its own.
There's a lot of project in Malaysia. Also, we go to JB. There was one of the project I saw that it's not my project, and it was complained by a lot of clients.
Oh, why is that?
It's a omakase restaurant lah. So people, I would say it's a Japanese restaurant. People went there, they fell down because the designer carved the flooring when they just carved the. I mean, they say the dark in space ma. They claim that it's like looks pretty or this kind of aesthetic look. But how could you build this kind of dark in space next to a reception? And there's a, and it also I mean at night time you can drink alcohol.
Oh, that's a
So
double hazard.
it's a double hazard. Dark in space just next towards the reception. And the reception is sharp. So a lot of people trip almost like knock their head over the sharp edges.
Oh no.
It can cause a better.
Yes.
It can cause like how this kind of issue going on. That's why I said about practicality. Is that making sense by making you to duck in the space like this to make your client having the kind of accidents? Yeah.
If your designer ever did that for you, what would you do?
I would straight away ask them go
Go home.
home. For sure scold them until like xiao lah. I mean, for sure scold them. Cause like it doesn't make sense at all. You think
Yeah.
it's pretty, but do you consider how the group, what is the group that cater for? Yeah. So what do you think about the current designer that come out from the from the uni?
Okay, I am very impressed by this new generation of designers. They are super concept designers. Totally amazing. But one of the problems I face is getting them to translate that into technical drawings, construction drawings. Because we undertake construction in-house as well.
Yeah.
And we always ask them, how do we achieve this detailing? And do you already have materials in mind that are available in market to fulfill these designs? A lot of time the answer is no. So I will have to come in because of the tight timeline, right? And I'll have to do the technical drawings for them.
But
So this is
isn't that it's okay they actually do you give them the proper like at the beginning you guide them like okay this is material I want for this you do it I give you a thickness already you do based on this to design it.
Oh no, I normally don't do that. What I do is I get them involved with speaking to the client, getting what they need from mood boarding to concept to actually coming up with the final design. Then after that, when we go for submissions, we have to go through construction drawings. I usually give my designers full play. Yeah, I do not like to like tell them, hey, this. But if it actually has to come to that, uh, yeah, I have to spend extra time correcting drawings, which is not very ideal. I'd rather spend more time getting the contract, getting the timeline planned out nicely so that these things don't happen.
So what I've seen the designer nowadays in Malaysia, in Singapore, maybe still very good grades. Like they understand what is about design. But Malaysia, we still have the spoon feed culture. So I was very shocked that time. Like I was at interview few of the students coming up from the uni that they just want to find a job, and I was really shocked that few of the interviews they say that I just ask them, what is your design intention and what is your cater group and how many occupancy rate for this um room for you to do the interior project?
Right.
It's a very simple question for the pure graduate to answer this. You know what they answer me?
Please tell.
Why?
See.
It's like they said they just some of them they just stay there for very, very, very long. I said, never mind, you just continue. But I was impressed by the response by them. It's like they just tell me, um, my teacher never tell me. I'm so impressed, like how can you graduated already, come out to work and your teacher didn't tell you about this thing? And it's like very simple thing. I'm not expecting about materials. I'm not expecting about, what are you doing for this, but I'm expected you to know at least how many people you are cater for this group of people if you want to jump into interior projects. So when I come to this kind of question, I'm very picky one, especially I come out from architecture background lah. So if you want to say that Jane, you're not being serious or whatever, just going outside, you see, I'm not very just being very, very cheerful. But when I comes to work, I very, like很dumb people like holding a gun. No, 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 not a gun again. It's like bringing your weapon to work, like if you not being serious, I will surely be, frankly speaking, I'll be very serious to you until you know what is the right thing to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Personally, I believe in more of a hands-off approach, but also more wholesome. In a sense, I always tell my juniors, I will not tell you whether you're good or bad.
Yeah.
Why not we let the market tell you? Right? So if the client is coming back to you and telling you, hey, I didn't want this, I didn't like this, then you should have got it right the first time. So the next time you approach clients' needs, right? Please make sure you listen properly. This is the lesson to learn.
I understand when you throw someone to handle about this project, people not knowing that first thing client will say that she is in experience, whatever. It's a hard way to let them to know. But for me, my way of like doing things is like I will make sure I won't spoon feed them, but I will give them at least a saving guide. I will tell them, brief them like once a week, say that this is the thing that we say induction. So when you talk to client, you need to be aware of certain things that you can say or you cannot say. Because this is also called professionalism. Professionalism is like when you go to a site, we say like a very simple interior project. Go to a site, client asks you, hey, how big is my kitchen cabinet I want? What is the depth? In is it possible to do until this long? Will it cost more about this kind of thing? This kind of thing we should advise at least for the junior to know about this thing and also the safety issue lah. Oh, this thing. Then if they don't know, I won't say that you just let the client know that you will get back to them.
Yeah.
And come back to us and we discuss together and get back to the client, because we want to let the client know is professionalism, that we make sure the things that we promise we will deliver to the client, that we can make it. But not saying that do you know that Singapore, isn't it a lot of Singapore we have a lot of sales designer?
Yeah, a lot. Sometimes too much for comfort already.
Too much for comfort. And then a lot of sales designer, I wouldn't say they are inexperienced or what. So what do you see about this scenario, that other career also can jump in to become a sales designer? They claim that they become the professional construction manager for
Mm.
this kind of project. But for us, it's just like we are trained when we are very young. We are trained like I was trained since like 19 years old. I bet you are the same like after
17.
army time, 17 years old from this industry, from very harsh way, from the groundwork, from the bathroom tiles, carry all these like bathroom tiles from the schools, uni time until go to the actual site, goes to work for 10 years plus. Like like all these hard processes, we all know what is happening in the industry,
That's right.
and we know and something that can do, then we advise to a client. But all these designer, they come in, they ruin our market, they ruin the reputation, then they called it they ruin the reputation and they claim it design for free for no charges.
Oh man. Oh man. I mean, I did experience that. So, what do you think is the best way we can reduce these kind of happenings?
I think it's to create more awareness and also more educational platform like what we're doing now. Like I'm doing for Design for Real, for I do for Lady Janeie, September Atelier. All this kind of thing I talk about. Sometimes I talk about a little bit about business structure, but sometimes I talk about a little bit about the practicality. So all this to educate, like clients need to be educate whatever they get,
Hmm.
because they want to get something. The product is not only a product, it's the product they are using, the cabinet, the things, the living things they are using is something for them to stay longer and beneficial to them. This is what we want to create. And we want to create a healthy lifestyle for them. Right? What do you think?
I think in reference to the sales designers and how we approach our work, I think number one, don't treat your client like a KPI lah. Right?
Yeah, don't
Yeah. That doesn't mean you have 4 projects that you're doing right now, means wow, you're gonna be very rich, you can get a nice car. That's not important. What is important is that the client must know that you are with them all the way. Hold their hand throughout this process. It's their hard-earned money. So you have to respect people's time, their money, and the future of their space and how they're going to use it. They may have children in the future, but did you bother to ask? Right? And then you design something dangerous. So all these things, you must care for your client. And I think the next one would be slow down one project at a time. It's okay. It's better to do one project at 100% rather than do 4 at 50%, and a lot of problems. And then you start to rack up missing payments, and then you have designers who run away, give up the project. This is where all it stems from. So take things slow, one at a time. When you feel you're capable, then take on 2 at a time. Yeah, and always ask questions. Very important. What do
And
you think?
then also like when people started to always like, when the client always come to us, there's a commercial space for us. They said, directly come to Gary.
Yeah.
Hey Gary, I want to start this project. Can you give me the brief, the ideas of doing it first? For me, if it's you, what would you do?
For me, of course we start questions, right? Is this your first time? Or are you doing an expansion? So let's just say you're doing an expansion of your business. So I ask, what is the reason behind the expansion? Did you think that maybe you have some financial goals you want to hit within the next few years? If so, yes, how much are you willing to expand? Is it 1 location, 2 location? And by revenue, how much?
Mm.
Okay. So if, for example, you're a restaurant owner and you want to hit, say, maybe 3 million in revenue next year. So definitely the thing in mind is to have enough seating for you. That's number one. Number two, we will understand the food that you serve, what's on your menu, and what's the equipment required. And of course, we'll sit down with you and ask you questions where can we simplify the amount of items in the kitchen but still have a big menu? So that's where we learn to cut some unnecessary space. Yeah. Then the next thing we talk about aesthetics. What is the feeling you want to give your brand? And also for us, branding, we don't just look at aesthetics. We make sure that the feel that you give has to be transferred through the staff as well, right?
Correct.
So we can't put on a suit and then ask you to self-service. Something like that. There has to be a brand match.
That's why just now at the beginning, I just mentioned about the storyline that you want to create for your style, like whether you are a friendly vibe or you have a cool vibe or you have a, like the kind of horror vibe. It's the experience that you want to give to your clients, and different style actually they caters to different sort of group of clients that you want to get. And also, like, what do you think, like, after the construction project, how do you make sure that all the things that you created is already one goal ma? So how do you think that your projects that you can create a longer value for the clients?
Okay. Okay. This is a very interesting one. So above being designer and client, we are both business people.
Mm,
So we do understand there are marketing needs.
mm,
There are perhaps special vendors,
mm,
for example, seasonal food.
mm,
So let's just say I enjoy uni. So maybe I can introduce a seasonal vendor in, help them improve their menu,
mm,
or even get them a listing, maybe on some press release, you
mm,
know, maybe like Tatler or whatnot, things like that. We can
mm,
assist in this way.
mm.
And not only that, I think you and I both share this uh, idea. We will probably film a video there and also do some, how you say, awareness program for them, or even bring new clients to dine there.
For
So there are a
me,
lot of things that we can do to add on value to our existing clientele base.
so for me, it's just like I do a content creation. So for our company, we just do it for the sake of like longer engagement with client. We do soft furnishing, we do visual merchandising. So some of the client they actually ask for different stuff, different season, different stuff. And some of them they just want to change. Then that's like how I would say a majority of the ID they do it as well lah. So they have like sometimes like half season they do this, so they call us in to do this kind of different variation lor.
Now I know who to look for. Okay, we have come to the end of this week's episode. Please follow us and subscribe. And if you want to know more about what we do, you can look at us at our credentials.